On to the quiz this week. Are you loaded up with the questions?
Coming up now.
Right.
Goodness. You should be loading up the instructions for the people now. So for those of you who've been taking part in the quiz first time, if you click on the quiz kit information pack, if you're on mobile, it's just underneath the stream. If you're on PC, it's just on the right hand side, and you just need to enable it to show your name. That'll let you know. If you want to show off, you have got the ability to flex, and those of you who are subs can drop the flex in the chat as well. And basically click on the answer on the screen and we'll go from there. Let's start off with
question 1.
The most rushy team is the Madrid Archons, but how much is their average expected amber? So this week's quiz is all about teams who have the best average of X. This time it's expected number. So the Madrid Archons have the best expected number. But what is that expected number? 23.4, 29.4, 20.14, or 26.14?
I do miss playing in Madrid.
I really wish I'd gone to Madrid last time. It's such a nice country.
Oh yeah, there's a good community in Madrid as well. I played there a couple of times in Jupiter Games. I want to say Jupiter Games.
That's real the answer. So 4 people went for 29.14, 1 person went for 20.14, and 2 people went for 26.14. Nobody got the correct answer of 23.14.
So again, those of you who are disheartened because this is the first time here, on average, 1 person ends up with a positive score.
Yeah.
And this is just for fun, to look at the stats coming through and a fun way of sharing it. So don't be disheartened.
Exactly. It's just a way to have fun and while we learn the information.
And the one gentleman, or I assume it's a gentleman or lady, who got the highest score last week was the person trying to come last. So Ultima, great to see you back. Let's go for it, man.
The most speedy deck is the Moon Keys of AFK, but how much is their average efficiency? 19.22, 4.22, 9.22, or 14.22? That's a lot of tutus.
Yeah. It's 7.
Good to see Moon Keys AFK. So this is going to see a nice range of teams over these 6 questions, I imagine.
Yeah.
Anything repeats.
I mean, the last time, once we had lots of teams on here, by pure coincidence, it was our teams in every single answer, nearly, and that wasn't even by planning.
So 1 person went for 19.22, 4 people went for 14.22, but 3 people went for 9.22, which was the correct answer. Now the meta play here is to not answer any other questions if you got one right, and the chances are you're going to win.
Yeah.
Moving on to the next question. Grizzle Hearts Chosen, who is in the featured game coming up in a minute, is the most boardy team. But what is the highest, or how high is their effective power? 159.67, 99.67, 189.67, or 129.67? It's not a bad meta play in low SAS to go for bigger boards because it forces your opponent to give themselves chains into worse decks. But who knows?
Wolves Collide is where the board is, and I say we haven't seen that many. With Wolves Collide dropping, we'll see less boarding. I think it's going to be interesting to see how this adapts now for the next few rounds.
True. 4 people went for 159.67, 2 people went for 129.67, but 3 people got the correct answer at 99.67.
And how's effective power calculated, Brett?
Half? Hold on, let's have a guess.
We have 2 people with positive scores. This could be a record.
Effective power is essentially it takes into account a creature's power, a creature's hazardous, a creature's assault, and a creature's armor.
Awesome.
They also creatures that cause board wipes, such as Opal Knight or Life for Life, creatures that cause you to have to kill, get lower scores, and creatures that can control play like Pit Lord get lower scores. But other than that, random mumbo jumbo I'm going to go with.
Why not? Random meta stuff.
Boot Camp X2 have the best removal, but how much board control is their average? 10.83, 8.83, 13.83, or 6.83? Very interesting.
Now, removal is always one of those. It's just so important.
It can be, but not all the time. I don't know why. Removal is counted effective power. I believe removal is counted effective power because it's not. It's removal as in what can negatively affect your own creatures. Like Life for Life requires you to sacrifice a creature. Opal and Onyx Knight can affect your own board as well. So it can affect your deck's overall power when they're played. But it really shouldn't do because chances are you're going to discard an Onyx Knight if you're in a position of power rather than play it.
Yep. So how
Two
do you?
people went for 10.83, four people went for 8.83, and 4 people went for 13.83, which is the correct answer. Moving on to question 5. The most disruptive team is Arcanum Fire. But guess what is their average in disruption? 0.51, 5.51, 3.51, or 1.51?
That's an interesting one.
Dropping all the flexes.
That is an interesting one.
Disruption is a very important one.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting to see how unfathomable fill the hole of disruption that Dis has left. And from what I can see, there's a lot of deck disruption rather than hand disruption.
Which I think is what we needed. We didn't want a new disc. We wanted a new mechanic. So I'm glad to see that.
But mill doesn't affect Keyforge as much as it affects other games. But that's a chat for when we're going over Dark Tidings.
Yeah.
4 people went for 5.51, and 6 people got the correct answer at 3.51. Good job. Last question.
Dun dun dun.
Baguette and Switch have the best amper control, but what is their average amper control? 7.08, 11.08, 15.08, or 19.08?
Lip Top's had to get his own team in there somehow.
Exactly. But I mean, those are the big 6 when you look at decks of Keyforge.
Yeah. I was just... What the word?
Amber control, expected amber, creature control, effective power. I'd like to see which teams brought the most key cheats.
Maybe we'll see that next week.
They have been really kind of dragging the score along. Are we really answer?
Ooh, Mr. Kong down to 11th. Your reputation of being a quiz master is on the line here, man.
1 person went for 1908, 5 people went for 1508, and 4 people got the correct answer at 11.08. So let's look at the final results. Red Panda comes in with a score of positive 40,117. Raskar 8 got 17.87.
We had 5 people plus with positive scores.
Yeah.
That's never happened.
Ultimo, see, this is what happens. If you win quizzes, you then lose the next few quizzes. Because Ultimo Fox and Mr. Kong at the lowest with minus 80,000. Victor minus 21,000. Orion minus 14,000. So it's quite a varied score here.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, I just want to quickly now transition to the next thing. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go through one of the other cards we were going to spoil. It's already been spoiled, but not everyone have seen it yet. So I'm hoping this is the right one. So,
Any will do.
Yeah, I'm going to check it's the right button. So, again, testing Brett's Polish ability here.
So this one has actually already been spoiled. I believe I've closed on the page, which makes me sad. So this is artifact. Saurian treasure chest. See, I remembered it. It came back to me. Saurian treasure chest. Place 4 amber on Saurian treasure chest. At the start of your turn, if there are 4 creatures with amber on them. Yeah, at the start of a player's turn, if there are 4 creatures with amber on them, move 4 amber from Saurian treasure chest to that player's pool. Which is really cool because it's at the start of the turn, which means it's before you forge. Which could get nuts.
I mean, that could I don't know. That's just gonna be so interesting to see how that goes through. I mean, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. Just to answer the question from the chat, so Salty Red Panda, no, you can't have a buy this week. There are no buys in your group. I actually just checked in case you did, but no. But this is an interesting card because
it definitely is.
We can see it going both ways. It also, I don't know. I'm a bit. What's the word? I want to see it played.
It's very conditional.
Even more than most cards which we play by condition, I'd say.
If you've got, because it's a Saurian one, it's going to be easy for you to pull off. But it depends on what your opponent's got. Exactly. Against an opponent that's got Bringlow or their own Saurian board or multiple ways to capture, you play this and you could just be giving your opponent 4 amber.
Yeah.
And especially since it's before the Forge key step. But against houses that don't have that same sort of control, it's brilliant.
I mean, as also Vox says, against Saurian and Sanctum decks, this could be very poor. But on the other hand, you could just have it in your hand and not play it when you're playing those decks. Yeah, okay, you got a chain, whoop-de-doo. But
imagine this situation. You're on 2 keys, 2 amber, and you've got a full board down but nothing captured. I've got 1 key, 4 amber, and I've got a Saurian board down with a few creatures captured, and I play this. Doesn't matter what your next turn was, getting rid of this artifact or making sure this artifact doesn't go off is your top priority. It is a game-changing card. It forces you to change the flow of the game into your favour. It is essentially a witch of an artifact.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. But let's see. Anyway, just in the interest of time, we're going to move on to our featured game now. So this week we have Deal Slots Chosen versus, my mind's gone blank,
Smaldal Tri-City.
Smaldal Tri-City from Polo. So this is a UK team made up of some Italians and a few other people here studying versus Tri-City Poland.
Just before we move on, Ultima Fox makes a great point. Is if you animate it and then capture onto it, you're just gonna keep feeding yourself amber. It's a great animator capture trigger.
Ooh, I hadn't thought of that.
Because when we were doing Team Exalted Mondays, I had a game against Tommy where he just kept animating one of his artifacts and just kept capturing onto it, knowing I couldn't destroy the artifact without destroying all my amber. If you've got a way to siphon that amber into your pool as well, that's a nasty combo.
Interesting. Wow, it'll be interesting to see.
Bye.